Hi guys, it's Jess from Honest Fiction, and welcome back to my channel. Stick around to hear my April TBR. Alright guys, this is going to be my first ever TBR video. I am typically a mood reader, so I don't really like assigning myself books to read. However, I have a pretty good idea of what I want to read in March. And these are all fantasy books. However, it's a very wide range of fantasy. I actually have a middle grade on this list, which I haven't read in a really long time, and I think this will be the first middle grade on my channel. And then I also have some classic like high fantasy, some romance fantasy, and there's a very long reverse harem fantasy romance on this list. So before I jump into the list, if you don't know yet, I post new videos every Tuesday and Sunday, and if you can, please hit that like and subscribe button. And if you want to be notified whenever I post new bookish content, you can hit that notification bell. So with that being said, let's jump into my April TBR. All right, the first two books on this list are actually going to be rereads for me, and they are probably my favorite series, one of my favorite series all time. The first book is actually the first video I ever reviewed on my channel and is what prompted me to start this channel. So that is the From Blood and Ash series by Jennifer L. Armentrout, which is From Blood and Ash and A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. So I will be rereading these because A Crown of Gilded Bones is released in April, and I just want to be completely submerged and immersed in this world before I jump into the next book. I think I will be doing a spoiler-filled vlog as I read through these. And yeah, honestly, I've already read From Blood and Ash a few times. I don't know if you can tell, the spine is like completely destroyed just because like I've read it so many times. A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire I actually read in a single day when I was on vacation, and I haven't reread it since, so I'm very excited. And I think I might actually do the audiobooks for both of these. I heard the audiobook narrator is really good. But just for a brief synopsis, if you don't know, this is a fantasy romance, and it pretty much follows Poppy, who is the maiden, and she's pretty much like kept in isolation her whole life by these powerful entities that pretty much rule her society. And then one day she meets Hawk, who is like a member of the Rise Guard, and she kind of has a connection with him. And then things go from there, and it's just full of like paranormal creatures, and it's so good. And the romance in this is just smoldering, and I can't wait to reread the series, and I can't wait for the next book. I'm like so excited. So yeah, I will be vlogging that journey and probably posting it as soon as the new book releases. So look forward to that. So the next book on this list is Senlin Ascends, and this is by Josiah Bancroft. Josiah Bancroft, and I've heard lots of good things about this. It's all over BookTube, but I know it follows Senlin, and he has to ascend the Tower of Babel. I think it's his honeymoon, and he loses his wife. It sounds very cool. It sounds like it's a little bit more like literary fantasy, which should be interesting. I've had this for a while, and I keep putting it off, but I'm actually very excited to pick it up, and I know there's a few more out now in the series, so this should be a good time. I'm actually very excited to read this now. Next up is a book I actually picked because a booktuber recommended it, and it sounded really cool. It was Books with Brittany, I believe is the name of that booktuber. I will leave a link to her review video down below. And that is Vita, Nostra by Maryna and Serhiy Dyachenko. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but I know it is a translated work. I think it was Ukrainian. If I'm wrong, I will post somewhere on the screen, but it sounded really interesting. I don't know very much at all about this. I think it is dark academia, but the cover is just awesome, and it sounded really cool, so I figured I would pick it up and give it a shot. Next up is another book that I am super excited to read, and that is Nevermoor, The Trials of Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend. I believe this is book one. I hope this is book one, or else I bought the wrong one. But this follows, I think her name is Morrigan? No, I'm so wrong. Oh, no, I'm right. The main character is Morrigan, and she was born on the unluckiest day of the year, and she ends up joining this society, and I know there's trials involved in this, and I love any sort of like trials in fantasy, and I heard such good things about this, so I'm very excited to pick it up. I haven't read middle grade in a very, very long time, so we'll see what I think about it. The next book is actually a book I'm reading on Kindle, and that is Disenchanted by Brianna Sugalski, I believe is how you pronounce her last name. And it is another fantasy. It is about this girl who is cursed, and I believe there's vampires involved, maybe even werewolves. Not sure. I know very little about this. I have an idea for a video, and I need to read this in order to do said video, so coming soon, you will see, but it sounded really good. I think it'll be a quick read, and I plan on doing a full review about this if I do like it, so stay tuned for that. Next up is a book I am very, very nervous about, and that is Den of Vipers by K.A. Knight. So, story behind this. I saw this on some website that was like, oh, if you like rhapsodic and like all those type of books, like check this one out. Thinking it was like a typical Kindle Unlimited size book, like under 300 pages. I don't know why, I just didn't check the page count. And it came in. It's huge. Like, it is not what I was expecting. This is a reverse harem romance. That's literally all I know about this book. But I figured it is my spring break. I have the next week off of work. So I figured, why not? Why not try to tackle this and like see if it's any good? I've seen very mixed reviews about this. Honestly, if I invest the amount of time that it's probably gonna take me to read this book and I hate it, I'm gonna be kind of depressed. But you might get a really fun, ranty video out of it, so maybe worth it. So we will see. But I'm gonna try to read this in April. I will probably vlog it just because, I don't know, I need to get some kind of content out of this just because it's huge and I have a feeling I'm probably not gonna like it, but I wanna give it a shot. Alright guys, that's it. Thank you so much for checking out my video. Those are all the books I will be reading in April. If you have read any of these books or if you plan on reading any of these books, please let me know in the comments down below. I said this already, but I post new videos every Tuesday and Sunday, and if you haven't yet, please like and subscribe to my channel. I will see you guys next week. Bye.